What's going on, guys? Let me know if you can hear me. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Happy hump day. Okay, 5x5. What's going on, God's soldiers? Lorna, thank you for moderating. All the moderators, you guys are awesome. K. Paul, good to see everybody in here. So looks like we're going to be witnessing this historic event take place together. The thing is I don't have I have live TV, but I want to do is I want to get a camera facing the TV, so when the emergency alert comes on, you guys can see what I see. But I'm afraid that I'll get like a copyright violation, if I put on like some TV show or something while we're waiting for the emergency alert. Does anybody know if I have a Roku TV? So if I don't actually put the live TV on, but if I just have it like turned on to like the Roku dashboard, does anybody know if the emergency alert would still show? Anyway, thank you guys for showing up. Dr. Green Thumb, Mary Ann Williams, Ninja N, Jacqueline James, Robert, Smoking Swamp Outdoors, Z Cali, Angel Tippett, Nina Corliss, how's it going? James Flynn, Robin Hodge, Amy Murchkowski, Jelly Bean Rubicon, Ninja N again, TW Perry, how's it going, man? I hope everything's going well down there. I'm going to be heading down to your area soon, probably in November. Tradesman Videos, what's going on? Yes, I did hear about the ammunition and equipment, firearms and everything that the U.S. seized and they're going to give to Ukraine. K. Paul. So yeah, the test is going to start at 2:20 p.m. Okay, so we have about 20 minutes, and everybody in the country is going to get this alert. It's going to happen on your TV, radio, and phone. Elizabeth Clark watching from East Tennessee. Troy Gensimer watching from PA. Tennessee is an awesome state. So is PA. I love PA and also Tennessee. My family lives in Tennessee. Walter Barger. How's it going, Walter Barger? God bless. Linda C. Weights and Games says I'm on Roku and Fire TV. I'll be checking. So let me know, guys. Let me know, guys, when you guys get the alerts. Put it in the chat, like where you're located. You don't have to say like your town or whatever. Just say like as we're in the stream, if you get an alert on your phone and you're in Mississippi, say I just got an alert. I'm in Mississippi, so I want to see if it's all going to happen at the same time, like across the whole country, or if it's going to be like certain parts of the country first, other parts of the country later, like how it's going to be done. So I think it would be helpful if everybody in the chat, like as soon as you get an alert on your phone, say, I just got alert, and tell me your state, and this way we can all see like if it's all going to be simultaneous or if it's going to be staggered. John Hoover, great to see you. Just switch the TV on a minute before the alert starts. Well, the thing is that the alert is supposed to be anywhere from 2:20 to 2:50 p.m. So that's a 30-minute window, and if I leave the thing on, they're going to hit me with a copyright violation because I'm broadcasting the TV. Basically, they're going to think it's like I'm bootlegging and trying to make a bootleg. So, but I got my cell phone, so I'll have my cell phone is right here next to my microphone. So when this alert comes through, will be able to hear it. Yes, 2:20 p.m. will be the test time. Wanderer 1911, thank you so much for the support. New Mexico checking in. Any word on the Russian test? So far, I haven't heard anything about the Russian test. I'm sure there'll be some information coming out later today. So as soon as I find anything out about the Russian test and what's going on over there, I'll do an update. I'm going to definitely be doing an update later on this evening. I'll be doing a more thorough update. Excuse me. I'm just getting over this weird sore throat that I had. I haven't had a sore throat in like probably 10 or 15 years. Really bizarre. That's why my voice was sounding so bad in my last few updates. I'm getting over a sore throat. Dardignan Thomason, thank you for the donation. Brent Turin, thank you for gifting memberships, and all the new members that joined. Thank you guys so much. Big Daddy Anne Marie, Saved by Grace, Tracy Pollitt, Cheryl Russo, Campbell Clan, Grace May, Patty Charachak, Jay McGowan, 52302, Robert, Chadwick Davis, Iconic Chatter. Thank you guys for becoming channel members. I appreciate that. Investigator reports says the fire department just set off the fire alarm. Interesting. Hot tea with honey and lemon. Yeah, I definitely need that. Eric Lakin says rum will do the job. Yeah, I have a video. I just finished a penetration test with a Remington Ultra Mag with some AP bullets, hand loaded, some steel core, against a level 4 plate. I'm gonna upload that hopefully tomorrow. So that's an interesting test. Diane Natal, how's it going, Diane or Diana? Diana Natal. Thank you for all of your information. I get a lot of your emails. Thank you for sending all that information my way. Hear you, but the TV is still saying NYPrepper will be live soon. Let me check up on that, see what's going on there. I had to restart my stream like twice because I was having issues with my streaming software. I had some issues with that, so I had to restart it. Now, there's a lot of people out there saying that, you should put your phones away and stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. If you want to do that, that's your choice. Me personally, I think that this is just a test of the emergency alert system for nuclear war. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't know 100%. But I think it's a test for nuclear war. I think that the U.S. government is basically making sure that the system works in case there's a nuclear war, because this is the main way that the government would notify us if there's any kind of nuclear attack. If something happened in Ukraine and there was an escalation and Russia wanted to launch nukes at us, this is how we would get alerted, okay? So I'm actually going to keep my phone on because I want to know if my phone will actually get the alert or not and how it's going to work and stuff. Because if there is a nuclear war, I want to make sure that I'm getting a message telling me where the missiles are going, how much time I have. So this is a test for nuclear war, guys. Okay, make no mistake about it. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been following my videos, so I don't want to sound like a broken record saying the same thing over and over again. But I really want to just pound it into your heads a little bit that, this is very serious and this is a drill for nuclear war, okay? That's why they're doing this. There's no other reason why they would test an emergency alert system across the whole country at the same time unless they were making sure that everything works in case there's an escalation, okay? Russia's doing the same thing. First of all, it's very rare for them to do these. I can't confirm 100% that this is the first time in history that this happened, but I can tell you it's extremely rare for them to do a nationwide test like this. This might be the first of its kind. And if that's not rare enough, it's even more rare that Russia's doing it at the same exact time. Okay, we're doing it today. They're doing it today. They had a exercise yesterday also, where they had a scenario that they were practicing for in the event that 70% of housing in Russia was annihilated and life support facilities were annihilated, and there was radioactive contamination all over the place. That's the scenario that they were just practicing for. Okay, and it's just, there's a lot of people out there saying that this is normal, that they do this all the time. No, it's normal for there to be an emergency alert system test, but that's done locally. That's done locally by your local area, okay, by your state usually. Okay, local EAS tests are normal. They do those every week. That's mostly for like weather events. If there's a hurricane or blizzard or tornado or severe thunderstorm, flooding, whatever, okay, yes, that is normal. Okay, but what's not normal is for there to be a nationwide emergency alert system test. And I got an email from a subscriber of mine 2 nights ago, and this person told me that they were 70 years old and they couldn't remember one time in their entire life that they experienced something like this. Okay, 70 years old, meaning that this person grew up throughout the Cold War. Okay, doing all the duck and cover drills and all that stuff. Okay, so a 70-year-old person sending me an email saying they've never experienced anything like this. A lot of my moderators are middle-aged people, and they were also telling me the same thing, that they've never experienced a nationwide test like this. Okay, and if that's not unusual enough, like I said, Russia doing it the same day that we're doing it is just unheard of. Okay, unprecedented. For Russia to be doing it at the same time is unprecedented. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. This is extremely unusual. And then when you look at everything that's been happening the last 2 months, okay, with all the doomsday planes, nuclear war command and control planes, all the NATO reconnaissance planes that have been going to the Russian Arctic all the time, the U.S. moving stealth bombers to Iceland, a Tomahawk missile Ohio-class sub with 154 Tomahawk missiles moving to Norway. Okay, the U.S. practicing its first ever hot refueling exercise in Norway with a stealth bomber. Okay, these are all warning signs that something is going on behind the scenes and we just don't know about it yet. Okay, these are all warning signs. You can choose to, heed the warnings, or you can stick your head in the sand and say it's no big deal. That's fine. But I would rather err on the side of caution. And, I'm not saying that there's going to be a nuclear war this instant right now, but there's definitely something going on behind the scenes that I've never seen since ever in my life. This type of activity since I've been on YouTube, which is like 6 years now. I've never seen anything like this before. And even since the war started, I was following the Ukraine war since before the war started. I was following the initial troop buildup when Russia moved all the troops to the border, and then that was like I think that was like a year before they actually invaded. It was like right when Biden got elected, or when he got sworn in. Russia moved all those troops, and they said it was an exercise. Then it was quiet, and then they invaded. I started covering Ukraine and following flights every day almost since then, and I haven't seen this level of nuclear warplanes, doomsday planes, nuclear bombers. I mean, it's like every single day, nuclear bomber, doomsday plane, nuclear war command and control plane, every single day. Okay, it's not normal. Okay. Twista Sista, thank you for the donation. JD's Custom Guitars and Repair, thank you so much for the donation. Jacqueline James, thank you so much for your donation. FYI, my daughter is on the autism spectrum. I'm keeping my device on, but having her stay outside in case anyone else has an autistic child. Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, if you have people that are sensitive to like certain noises, like high pitched noises. Another thing too is if you have like a secondary phone that, like, if you have like a burner phone or something for emergencies, like if you're the victim of like domestic abuse and you have like a secondary phone that you use to circumvent your abuser, you may want to shut that phone off because you don't want your abuser to find out that you have two cell phones, okay? Because they're both going to go off. So if you are in a situation where you're in a domestic abuse type situation and you have a secondary phone, whether it's you have a secondary phone that was provided to you by a police or something like that, make sure you turn that off so you don't get discovered or whatever. Yeah, obviously, if you're an undercover agent too, if you're an undercover informant, that's another thing. You may want to shut your secondary phone off so your cover doesn't get blown. Um, um, so I have my phone right here near the microphone. We have about 9 minutes left. It still goes off if it's turned off. I don't think so. If your phone is turned off, I don't think it will go off. I mean, I don't know if somebody wants to test that. If anybody has like two phones and you want to shut one off, leave the other one on. We can test that out. So let me just show you guys this this map here that I have on the screen. So we do have a nuclear war command and control plane in the air right now, and we also have a Constant Phoenix, which is a nuke sniffer plane. All right, so we have these two in the air. We also have a bunch of aerial refuelers here, lots and lots of aerial refuelers in the area. There was just like a trio of them flying together over Iowa, three of those refuelers. But we do have a nuke sniffer and a nuclear war command and control plane. We also have this Stratotanker aerial refueler over Montana right now. Pretty interesting. So I'm just going to check some of these flights here while we're waiting to see what these planes are up to. So it's a serious situation, guys. The tensions now between Russia and the U.S. are the highest ever, more so than the Cold War. It's definitely more than the Cold War, that's for sure. Let's see what's going on in Europe now. Let's see what's going on in Russia. If they have any of their doomsday planes airborne. So we do have a Russian doomsday plane right now flying over Moscow. We do have a Tupolev 214 VPU flying over Moscow right now. Pretty interesting. And I did see some Russian doomsday planes airborne earlier. Again, I'm going to do a full update later on after the test is over. So be on the lookout for that. Mandy, thank you so much for your donation. That's so kind of you. You're so kind. Thank you. Mandy says, thank you for covering this. Greg is my kid's homeschool teacher for a few hours. Oh, what's the subject? We're learning about preparedness, I guess. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. It's very nice of you. Am I able to take the banner? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot. Um, thanks for letting me know. Um, last night, by the way, I uploaded the same video twice by accident, but I corrected it and I uploaded the proper one. I basically accidentally uploaded the same video that I uploaded in the afternoon. I meant to upload a different one, but I uploaded the new one. So if you didn't check that out, I know some people were asking about that. So the proper video is now up. So we have just a few more minutes here. We got 5 minutes until these EAS messages are going to start being disseminated. Thanks, Duramax, for letting me know. There's Duramax is telling me that there is another nuclear war command and control plane in the Gulf now. Let's see, where is that? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah. So we have two E6s right now, and a nuke sniffer, and then we have this Russian doomsday plane just south of Moscow. Special Flight Squadron, Tupolev 214 VPU. Let me see what that plane is. Tupolev TU 214 VPU. Oh yeah, so this is the Airborne Command Post, the VPU. It's the VPU stands for Airborne Command Post. The Special Aircraft Division for the FSB surfaced in August 2011. The Enterprise received. So this is a FSB Doomsday plane, is what it looks like. It's an airborne command post for the FSB. The aircraft is designated TU-214 VPU. The acronym has already generated a number of guesses related to the aircraft's role. According to a source close to the aircraft industry, this acronym stands for Airborne Command Post. The cost of this vehicle turned out to be a surprising 2.7 billion rubles. So that's twice as much. Let's see. That's twice as much as a standard airborne command post in Russia, apparently. So this is a very expensive plane, and it's some kind of airborne command. Oh, I'm getting an alert now. It's coming in. Yep, I just got my alert, guys. It just came in. There wasn't any noise on my phone, but I did get an alert. Did you guys get anything on your phone? Joshua Santana says National Nuclear Security Administration landed in El Paso. Interesting. They usually fly to, okay, you guys all got it now. Okay. Looks like we all got it at the same time, because I just got mine now. So we got Nebraska here, Chicago, PA, California, New York City, Oregon, Alabama, Wisconsin, My sound didn't go off because my phone is silenced, so there wasn't any sound. It was just a thing that came across my screen, which is weird. I didn't have any noise though. I don't know why. I guess because I had my sound turned off. Okay, New Jersey, Missouri, Milwaukee, Colorado, Louisiana, another one in Colorado here, more PA, Mississippi, Indiana, Phoenix, Atlanta. Wow. Okay, so looks like we all got it at the same time. It seems like. Looks like it all came in at the same time. Okay. Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, Illinois, San Antonio, Connecticut, Oklahoma, SoCal, Kansas, Tennessee, Nevada, Washington, Northern Wyoming, Louisiana, Central Illinois, Michigan, East Tennessee, Syracuse, New York. Okay. Um, Nothing on the radio or TV yet. Okay. I'm gonna actually move to my TV and turn my TV on. Long Island, New York. Even with my phone on silent, I heard it. Interesting. Mine, I had no noise. I had no noise. I just had this white thing show up. Um, Very strange. I had no noise at all. Yeah, it looks like it actually happened 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes before the start time. They said 2:20, and it came in at like 2:18 on my computer. I had it at 2:18. So that's pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna turn my TV on and see if it's gonna come on my TV. Um, Now it's on the radio in New York. Okay. Now it's on the radio in New York. TV is hitting now. Let me turn my TV on. Hold on. Stand by 1 minute, guys. I'm just going to move towards my TV now so I can see my TV. So far, it's not coming in on my TV. Um, so far, it's quiet on my TV. Yeah, I don't see anything on my TV yet. Um, I'm sitting in front of my TV right now and I don't see anything at all. Yeah, the National Nuclear Security Administration is that they usually fly to Texas because of the Pantex plant. Pantex plant is in Amarillo. That's where they assemble nuclear weapons. It's all primary nuclear weapons assembly location in the U.S. So you'll see them fly to Texas often. Lately, I noticed a lot of those planes going to Texas. I think because they're rearming our arsenal now that we're not a part of the New START treaty. They've been up arming our missiles. Okay, so I did notice in the last few weeks a lot of those planes. I'll check it out in a minute. We'll follow it. Lily Highlander, thank you for the donation. Christine Clement, thank you for the donation. Jacqueline James, thank you so much for the donation. Jim and Angie's Travels, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you guys. So we have people reporting that it's going off on the radio. Radio was at 220 and cell at 218. Okay, good. Thank you for that information. So far, nothing on my TV. I don't know if anybody has seen anything on theirs. I had my ham. I was going to turn my ham radio on, but I was in such a rush, I forgot to grab it, unfortunately. So I didn't get to hear the radio message, but I got it on my phone. Trailer Park Mike says no alert on my tablets. Yeah, it probably won't go on your tablets. It's just going to go on cell phones, TV, and radio. They don't have it through Wi-Fi or through the internet. They only send it out through the cell towers. So that's why, yeah. So they have so it went through the phones and not tablets. Ken Steinman says the E6 over the Gulf disappeared, but a new one popped up over Oklahoma. Okay. So can you guys tell me, did anybody out there get them on the TV yet? If you did, just give me a thumbs up and tell me what state, or just write TV and then the state. So far, it looks like we all got it at the same time on the phone at like 218, 219. We all got it at the same time. So they caught us by surprise. They went 2 minutes earlier, which is pretty interesting. I wonder why they would do that. They went 2 minutes before the scheduled start time, which is very, very interesting. But it looks like it worked. Okay, TV in Indiana, TV in Massachusetts, Virginia, Montana, Missouri, Northern no TV in Northern California, TV in the Lower Michigan, TV in Georgia, TV in California, TV in New York, Staten Island TV, Dallas TV, Connecticut TV. Okay. Yeah, mine didn't come on my TV, I guess because I have a Roku TV, so it's not, I don't have cable. So that's probably why it didn't come in, because I don't have like a coax cable that's connected to my TV. It's just Wi-Fi. So I think that's the weakness in the system, is that now everybody has these Roku TVs or smart TVs, and they're not using traditional cable anymore. They're just streaming. So if you're using like a streaming service, it looks like it won't come on. It has to be like traditional cable TV, I believe, because I have a streaming thing. I have a streaming package. Right. Lily Highlander says cable providers push the alert, but not Wi-Fi streaming channels. Exactly. Yeah, so that's why I didn't get it. And that's why anybody, if you have like a streaming package on your TV, then you're not going to get it either. So that's the negative with this test, is that a lot of people are streaming nowadays. A lot of people, so that's. But what's weird is I didn't get any sound on my phone when mine went off. I didn't get a sound on mine. It was just It was strange. I just had like a box show up, but there was no sound to it. It was just weird. I don't know. I guess if there's a nuclear attack, I'm not going to know because there's not going to be any sound on my phone. um, Brandy says streaming and no TV in Fort Worth. Thank you, Brandy. I appreciate that information. Jennifer says I have local TV and I got nothing. Okay. Samantha says just on my phone here. Why so many times though? It's going off again. Oh wow, that's weird. I just got it once. Really, really strange. Cat Fever is asking, is there supposed to be a text message with this? Yes. So you get like a little pop up on your phone, and it says like this is a test of the emergency alert. It's like a little white pop up. At least on mine, I have an Android, and it popped up on the screen this white box. So, um, someone said they got it 3 times. Wow. Renee Torres says you got it 3 times. What's up, Adam Edwards? Kathy Dean, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, Samantha says, about to turn off my phone. Stay safe. Okay, Samantha, thanks for tuning in and thanks for moderating. I appreciate it. It's good to see you in here. Um, Nothing on ham radios. Yeah, that's probably right. They wouldn't send it out to ham radios unless your ham radio can pick up AM or FM radio. If your ham radio can pick up those frequencies, then you'll be able to get it. But if it's just like standard ham frequencies, it's not gonna come in on the regular short wave. My phone is on silent and do not disturb, and the alert still came through. I don't know what happened with mine. I my mine I don't know. Mine I didn't get any sound. It was weird. Um, I'm just hearing from a friend of mine that someone they know in Texas just got an alert on cable TV just now. See, I'm gonna just slow down the chat a little bit. Slow down the chat just a touch more. Um, Alert without a sound. Ninja says alert without a sound. Okay. Okay. Nothing for me. I live in Ohio. Got the alert on both of my cell phones and one on my weather radio in Des Moines, Iowa. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get any vibration, any noise. It just popped up on my screen, which is strange. Maybe there's some settings. There's probably some settings that you can make for these emergency, uh, you know, for these emergency messages. There's some settings. Maybe I have to check my settings and see what I have it set for. Let's see. Um, let's see, what are mine set up? Wireless emergency alerts. Um, I have the vibration set up, but it didn't vibrate unless I wasn't paying attention, and it did. I don't know. Okay, yeah. So I think my sound was turned off for the emergency alerts, but I had the vibration on, but it didn't vibrate. But maybe that's because my vibration was shut off. I don't know. It's really strange. Um, I don't know. It's probably something with my settings. So we still have 15 minutes left for the test. We have 15 minutes left, so we'll hang around and wait, see what happens. I don't think I'm going to get it on my TV, so I'm going to head back to my other location where I was. Adrian S says I got it on XM radio. Okay, that's good. You got it on XM radio. David says I got the alert on my phone, but no alert on my Roku. Yeah, I didn't get it on my Roku either. Yeah, and that's because they're just doing it through the cable companies, so it's not going to go through Roku because it's streaming from the internet. Uh, Apparently, there was a White House press briefing, and the alert just went off during the press briefing, and I guess the room went dark, and it was like a strange moment. I don't know if anybody saw that or not, or if anybody has a link. So we looks like we have a Russian airborne command post that just took off from Moscow. And it's heading north. Looks like it might be heading up towards the Kola Peninsula, which is where Russia has they have a lot of stuff there. They have their nuclear armed submarines up there. They have some bunkers there. So that's pretty interesting. Check this out. This is a Russian airborne command post for the FSB. That's the basically the KGB, the new KGB. Okay, it was doing like a bunch of these loops here outside of Moscow. Looks like at the Vnukovo airport. Looks like it might have even been doing touch and goes, possibly. I don't know, but it was doing loops near Vnukovo, and then now it's going north towards the Kola Peninsula, which is pretty interesting. And let's see what's going on over here. We still have the nuclear war command and control planes airborne and the nuke sniffer. One of these nuclear war command and control planes turned off its transponder, but it's out in the Gulf somewhere. You can see it shut off its transponder. That's pretty interesting. Somebody said that another nuclear war command and control plane popped up, an E6. Another one popped up somewhere. But we have another one here. It's flying over Montana right now, and it was doing loops over the upper peninsula of Michigan, which is quite unusual. It was doing loops over Offutt Air Base, and then looks like it was over northern Michigan up here near Mackinac City. It was flying over here. Very weird. And then went like southwest, and now it's going towards Montana. We have a nuke sniffer plane airborne right now. It was just doing loops. So these messages are disseminated by NORAD. NORAD is responsible for spreading these messages out. North American Aerospace Defense. That they're responsible for detecting any kind of missile launches, and then they disseminate it. And there's regional NORAD, like regional NORAD commands. Cobra Kai Thank you for the donation. Turned my second phone off and it stayed shut off. Only one alert on my phone here in Kansas. I'm a 16-year retired Army, injured on my second deployment to Iraq and Afghanistan. Medically retired. You're doing great on your info. Thank you so much for the donation, and thanks for trusting me with your as your source for news and stuff. Thanks for serving our country. I appreciate all of your support, and that's good to know. So we have a viewer here. So he had his one phone shut off, one phone turned on, and the phone that was shut off didn't get an alert. So there you have it, guys. If your phone is shut off, you're not going to get an alert. So if there was a nuclear war and you didn't have your cell phone on, then then you're not going to know that there's missiles coming. Okay. Juliana Rose says, I got nothing in Sacramento. Crystal says, just got my third alert now. Wow, interesting. I only got one alert, guys. Very interesting. Very, very strange. Anne Margaret says, I was a teacher in the 1950s and 60s. This reminds me of that time. Yeah, crazy times. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it's definitely, this is like the Cold War all over again. Probably even worse, though. I didn't get an alert. Phone has Wi-Fi only. Oh, okay. So your phone was using Wi-Fi, so you didn't get an alert. So we have another 10 minutes before officially the test is concluded. Zach S., thank you for the donation. Hi, Greg. I love your channel. Does Iowa have any nuke targets? I've seen maps showing in a 500 and 2,000 missile event that Des Moines would be a target. On your website, it shows no targets for Iowa. Correct. Yeah, Iowa does not have any primary or major nuclear war targets. There could be some secondary or tertiary targets, like maybe some National Guard bases or potentially Des Moines or something, or if they want to just mess up our food supply, they could use like a cobalt bomb and hit the Midwest and contaminate the Midwest with radiation for 10 years with a cobalt bomb. They could drop, like, if they really wanted to go that far. They may not, because if they go that far, then we would go that far, and we have a lot of dirty tricks that we could do also. So that's one thing you have to remember with a nuclear war, is that, it's just like a fight. You get into a fight with someone. If someone pushes you, usually you push them back, right? If somebody punches you, you probably punch them back. If somebody pushes you, you don't pull out a knife and, usually you don't escalate to that extreme. So, and, whatever you're going to do, the other person's probably going to do back. So that's one thing to keep in mind, like with a nuclear war, is that, if Russia hits our cities, they know that we're going to do the same to them, So they have to come to terms with that in their mind. Do we want to have our cities destroyed also? Because we would destroy their cities as well. If they hit our cities, we hit their cities. So they may not want to do that. But yeah, the only thing I can think of with Iowa is you do have Offutt Air Base right next to Iowa. Let me show you on the map. So let's just zoom out for a sec. So here's Iowa, and here you have Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, so right here in Omaha, you have one of the most important bases in the whole country, Offutt Air Base. Okay, there's a bunker underneath Offutt Air Base where they have strategic command. And strategic command is the most important combatant command of the U.S. military. That's the command that commands everything else. Okay. In addition to that, there's a lot of different types of nuclear war planes that are stationed in Offutt Air Base. You know, it's they have a lot of important planes there for nuclear war. The Doomsday planes, uh, the E-6 Mercuries go there. The various types of RC-135s used for high priority missions are there. So that's a prime target. So if you're in Iowa, your biggest concern is going to be fallout coming from Omaha. Okay, because they're going to hit Omaha with at least one or two surface burst warheads. Okay, because they want to destroy that bunker and they want to destroy the whole airfield. So they're going to hit it. They may even use an earth penetrating warhead to get that bunker underneath. So it's going to get hit with at least one or two pretty powerful warheads, surface bursted, which means there's going to be a lot of fallout. So depending on your prevailing winds, which I'm assuming, I'm not from Iowa, so I don't know, your local climate there, but it's probably similar to here, where in the wintertime, your prevailing winds are usually like northwest. They come, let's say, from, like the Dakotas direction or from Canada, and they come down from the northwest. Or in the summer, it's usually a southwestern wind. At least here in PA, summertime you get the southern or southwestern winds. So in that case, if they hit in the summer and there's a southwest wind, it would blow the fallout northeast into Iowa. And if it's in the winter, it might bypass Iowa and go right to Missouri. You also have Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, northern Missouri, which is not too far away from Iowa. So they're going to hit Whiteman. Whiteman is where the stealth bombers are. That's their home base for the stealth bombers. That's where we pretty much keep all of them. So they're going to try to hit that and destroy our bombers before we can get them airborne. So Whiteman is going to be a target. And that's to your south. So if they hit that in the summer, there's a possibility that a southern wind could blow that fallout up to you. Okay, so it depends on the prevailing winds. But other than that, Whiteman and Offutt Air Base, those are your nearest major targets. And, if you're not in the path of the wind, if you're not downwind, then you don't have to worry. But the other thing that could happen is if they do cobalt bombs. Okay, if you don't know what a cobalt bomb is or a salted bomb, they put certain types of material, radioactive material, in the bomb or in the warhead. Okay, because they don't use bombs anymore; they use warheads for the most part. They put some kind of radioactive material that normally nuclear warheads don't have. And the purpose of that is just radiological contamination for a long period of time. So basically, if they wanted to really screw us over, they would launch a bunch of cobalt bombs. They would have these warheads, and the warheads would be salted with some kind of radiological material, and they would just overlap the warheads in such a way that they cover a large area. They overlap the blast radius and stuff, and the contamination contours, and they overlap it in such a way that they get maximum radiological contamination, and they could contaminate the entire Midwest with multiple cobalt bombs. Like dozens. They would probably need like 50 cobalt warheads. And if they spread them out, they could contaminate our entire, most of our food supply, essentially, because, that's where most of our food comes from in the U.S. would be the Midwest. So that would be a potential, but that's less likely. It is possible, though. You never know. I mean, you just don't know what Putin is capable of, or some future Russian leader. So we have 1 minute left till the test ends. But it's weird that the test came on 2 minutes before the start time. It was supposed to start at 3:20, and it didn't start at 3:20. It started at or 2:20. It started at 2:18, so 2 minutes before. It's very interesting. It looks like we all got it at the same time. It all came in at the same time. Everyone across the country got it at the same time on their phones. Z Cali says, seems like those using Wi-Fi signals only did not receive the alert. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so the alert doesn't go through Wi-Fi. It just goes through cell towers, and it goes through cable internet, which is a downfall because not everybody uses cable internet anymore and stuff like that. Zach S., thank you for the donation. Thank you for your very detailed answer. I really appreciate you. No problem, Zach. Eric Lakin, thank you for your donation, Eric. I really appreciate it. And I am working on a special project. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek at something that I'm working on. I want to write a book on nuclear war survival. So I'm going to start working on that slowly. It's obviously going to take me time. I've never written a book before, but I'm going to try to write a book on nuclear war survival so that hopefully I can get that done, within a year, maybe two. I don't know. So I'll be right back, guys. I got to just get a charger for my computer here. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to plug in my computer. It was about to die. Colby Widener says, I only got one alert in North Carolina. Is there supposed to be more on Android? I only got one alert on my Android. There were some people saying that they got as many as three, but I only got one. Colby, aka Sweet Pea, says, I'm using Wi-Fi only and got 3 alerts. That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, the alert came in 2 minutes before it started. The alerts came in for most people that were watching here. They all came in like 2:18 p.m. Eastern time is when they all came in. So most of them came in at the same time basically. So I wasn't expecting that. Um, a lot of people are saying that the test was a fail. Um, a lot of my friends are saying that the test didn't work out good, so they may have to do the test again. Um, there is some video footage circulating about this White House press briefing that got interrupted because of this test. I'm trying to find a video for you guys on that. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, so this is coming from FEMA. FEMA sent this out, but NORAD is the one that would detect if there was a nuclear attack. NORAD would detect the missiles coming in, and then FEMA would disseminate it. Um, uh, Guncraft 76. No one's scared. I don't know why. I mean, maybe you're scared. Let me just see what other information I could find for you guys here. Um, we have some footage coming in of the press briefing when this whole thing happened. Let me see. Yeah, so it looks like in Crimea in Russia, they were supposed to do their test at 1300 and 1500 local time. So that would have been a few hours ago. So Russia already did their tests. Um, so see, I'm just looking for some more information here. Japan's Ministry of Defense today published some information about what to do if there's a ballistic missile falling. That was Japan. Um, we do have some footage here. Russia, in Moscow, they had this emergency. Get that video for you guys here in a minute. Um, hang on 1 second. I'm trying to get this video for you guys. In Moscow, their emergency alert test. Um, yeah, exactly. Z Cali, I agree. It's only a test, but they wouldn't have done it if there was no reason to. Exactly. Yep, that's right. Um, Hector Valverde, how's it going? I only got one alert. Elizabeth says no sound on my phone either, but yeah, my speaker was off too. Yeah, mine. I didn't get any sound on mine. I didn't get any sound at all. It was just a box that showed up. Z Cali says, "Don't be scared. This is a good opportunity to see where you can improve your preps and plans." Exactly, exactly. Toodles CT, how's it going? I work at a hospital in Massachusetts, and patients are complaining their calls were interrupted and inadvertently cut off during the test. Wow, that's not good. Hopefully, it didn't interfere with any 911 calls. Um, James Gabriel says nothing happened in New York. The test I only noticed I caught. Let's see. Um, Did the East Coast or West Coast get more alerts? That's a great question. I don't know. I wish I could answer that. I don't know. Seems like it was pretty evenly distributed. Um, I only got one alert in Oklahoma. Okay. MLP Fitness. How's it going, MLP Fitness? Yeah, so there was a White House press briefing, and the emergency alert went off during the press briefing. Um, and then there was like a weird ending to it. I'm gonna see if I can. The screen just went dark after the briefing. Very strange. Let me see if I can show you guys. Uh, the screen went like dark after the briefing was over. It was really strange. Uh, um, I'm gonna see if I can share it with you guys. I have to find a video where I don't use so I don't get a copyright strike. But it was really strange. It was like the press briefing just it ended, and then it just suddenly went dark. I'm gonna try to find a video, and I'll include it in my update later. When I do an update this evening, I'll include that. But it was really really bizarre. I'll do a full update later, like this evening, early this evening. I'm going to summarize everything and get some more information for you guys. But apparently, there was a White House press briefing, and the alert went off during the briefing, and then at the end of the briefing, the lights just like suddenly shut off, which is unusual because there were still people in the room. So why would they just like suddenly shut off the lights? It's very bizarre. So, but I'll do an update this evening with all the latest breaking news. But this is crazy, guys. This test. Russia doing the test at the same time. It's pretty ominous. Let me see. I have a video I want to just share with you guys of the siren going off in Moscow. We still have this Russian doomsday plane or airborne command post heading up to the Kola Peninsula from Moscow. Very interesting. It's a FSB airborne command post plane. Would I consider the test a failure? When the nukes fly, I'd say about half the population wouldn't get an alert as far as what we saw now with this. Yeah, I think it is a failure because a lot of people, they don't use cable internet. A lot of people are using Wi-Fi nowadays. They're not even, they have Wi-Fi calling on their cell phone. So they're not going through the cell towers. They're going through Wi-Fi on their phone. So those people didn't get an alert. Anybody with a streaming service didn't get an alert. And then radios, nobody listens to radios anymore. I mean people do, but now everybody has, Google Play or whatever, YouTube Music. Nobody listens to radio stations anymore. I mean, I do, and people where I live do, because I live in the country. But in some of these like trendy areas where everything is just technology based, none of those people would have gotten an alert. you know so all the techie types, they probably wouldn't get an alert because they have everything set for Wi-Fi. um, you know Brooklyn Fraser says, Greg, I got the alerts on Wi-Fi through phone and TV. Interesting. I didn't get that. So maybe, I don't know. Someone said something about NFC that they use. Okay, NFC should send it to the Wi-Fi. Okay. Ron Bell says mine was at 2:18 p.m. Mine didn't say presidential alert. It just said test of the emergency alert system. John Connor says, I got the alert but no sound, and I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I got an alert but no sound. Same thing, and I'm in North Central PA, so not too far from Erie. And I same thing as you. Um, Two phones on Wi-Fi and no alerts. So some people here saying that their phone was turned on to Wi-Fi and they didn't get an alert. So uh, seems like it's a mixed bag. Um, Sarah Jane Stroop says, I got no alert at all. My husband did, though. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the first alerts went out at 2 minutes before it was supposed to start. That's when I got it, and that's when everybody else got it on their phones. Um, Maria C7, good to see you. I hope everything's going well. I didn't receive it until 1:41 when I left my house and went to the school to get my daughter. I got it once I left home. Interesting. Um, so this is, crazy situation, guys. Okay. Just absolutely insane. Russia and the U.S. both testing their national emergency alert system. Lorna says some turned their phone on after the alert and still got the alert. Okay. I would hope that they would do that because, if you have your phone off, how else are you going to, somebody said there's 3 nuclear warplanes. Yeah, it looks like a third one just took off. Yep. A third one just took off. One of them was out in the Gulf and it disappeared. It went off of the flight tracker. And here's the third one flying over Nebraska. We have the Constant Phoenix plane, the nuke sniffer, which went off of, it went dark also. It went off of the flight tracker. You can't see it. It turned its transponder off. And then we have this Russian doomsday plane heading towards the Kola Peninsula in the Russian Arctic area, Murmansk. That's where they have their most important submarine bases up there, the Northern Fleet. So pretty interesting. This is an FSB airborne command post. Very interesting. Nuke sniffer for the Skyfall test. Yeah, that could be. Yes, that could be that they're testing it for the Skyfall. Um, yeah, that could be. I find it weird that they're doing this test the same week that Russia's supposed to test that Burevestnik missile, the nuclear powered cruise missile with a nuclear warhead. I find it weird that we're doing this test at the same time as Russia is doing the test of that nuclear powered cruise missile. It's very strange. Um, and then strange that Russia and the U.S. are both testing at the same time. Z Cali says, "Be right back." John Hoover says, "So if I go trans and they say woman and children first, see ya." That's funny. That's funny. um, that's a good point. Yeah, beat the system basically. Get into the bunker before everybody else. Rodney says there's currently 4 E6s, not 3. Let me check that out. Let me see. Where's the fourth one? Where's that fourth one? Anybody know? Let me see. I gotta find that fourth one. Hold on. So that was a historic moment, guys. Historic moment. Never before has this happened. A nationwide test, same day as Russia doing theirs. We're living in historic times. All this stuff going on in Ukraine is historic. We haven't had a war like that since World War II. So let's see. Oh yeah, another one just took off from Travis Air Force Base. Okay, I see the third one or the fourth one. Yeah, so we have 3 now. Um, let's see. Is that it? No, it's up here. This one. Yeah, so we have 3 of these planes. The nuclear war command and control planes right now, airborne. Um, so, and the Constant Phoenix went quiet, went dark. So that's pretty weird. Um, and then one of the nuclear warplanes in the Gulf turned its transponder off. So let me see if I can just share. I have a video of. Let me see if I can get this video. Uh, in Russia, they were testing the. See if I can get that video. In Russia, they were testing those sirens. Oh yeah, I already played this in my update last night. Um, so this was apparently overnight in Russia. This test that they did. Let me see. Hopefully, I have the sound on. Let me see. Let me know if you guys can hear this or not. There should be like some minor noise in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Okay, you can hear it? Okay, good. DRW says there was an ad popped up during the stream right before the alert. That's weird. It's strange. Well, YouTube can put ads anytime they want in videos and stuff, you know. So they especially with streams, they have this new thing now where they automatically put ads. YouTube is changing their advertising. They have a new policy now where they can automatically put ads when they want, when they feel that it's good for maximizing, revenue or whatever for them. So that could be why that happened. Lily Highlander is asking if anyone received an alert with a satellite phone. My guess is probably not. I have a satellite messenger. I have a Spot X satellite messenger, but I didn't have it turned on, so I don't know if I got anything. I'd have to check. I have to turn my sat phone on and see if I got anything. I don't think I did. Yeah, it looks like there's actually four. There's four E6s up now. Let me see. Where's that fourth one? Let me see. So I don't know what they're saying there, but looks like we have a fourth one airborne here. Yeah, so we have four nuclear war command and control planes airborne right now. Okay, as of 3:15 p.m. Eastern time, four of them. Absolutely insane. Just absolutely crazy. I'm gonna actually just take a screenshot of that. Absolutely crazy, guys. So crazy situation, guys. Things are just really escalating. I expect some kind of big event coming soon. Putin is going to be going to China next or this month. Putin is going to China this month. So Putin's going to China. What he's going to speak to with what he's going to speak about with Xi Jinping, I have no idea. But it's definitely strange. Definitely strange that Putin is going to China in this month. And then we have this exercise. So it's like, just putting it all together, thinking about the big picture. Okay, Russia is obviously testing their emergency alert system and their nuclear war readiness for a reason, and we are also. And Putin is going to China to meet with Xi Jinping. Okay, so obviously it seems like what I think is going to happen is Putin is asking, he wants to ask permission from Xi Jinping if he can use nukes on Ukraine. That's what I think it is. And I think they wanted to test their nuclear readiness now before Putin goes and asks permission. And then same thing with the U.S. The U.S. wants to check, make sure everything is working also. Um, so it's possible that Putin could use nukes on Ukraine over the winter, which would be totally devastating because the winter time, I mean, just a nuclear attack in general is devastating. But if he uses nukes on Ukraine in the middle of winter, that's going to be like totally just crippling, Ukraine's ability to conduct the counterattack. If Putin launches nukes on Ukraine, there won't be any counterattack at all. Okay, and so that would basically save Putin. It would save his bacon from losing the war. It would freeze the lines. So that's what I fear is coming. That's what I fear is coming. I think that's why Putin is going to China. I think he wants to ask permission to use nuclear weapons on Ukraine, and that's why they're doing these tests now. They're brushing the dust off. They're making sure everything is working before they actually do it. So I mean, just think about it logically. All of the nuclear war planes, doomsday planes, nuclear bombers, the last 2 months here in the U.S., and then today the emergency alert system tests here and in Russia, and then Russia, uh, quiet about any like mobilization. Think about it. Why wouldn't Russia want to mobilize now? It's very unusual that Russia is not going to be mobilizing like people thought they were going to mobilize like 750,000 troops. It's very strange that Putin announced they're only mobilizing 130,000, which is just like that's like the normal yearly mobilization in Russia. So I'm just thinking that they're not mobilizing anybody because they're going to do a nuclear attack, and that's why they're not mobilizing anymore. And think about it. Russia hasn't really been using any missiles on Ukraine lately. They haven't been doing missile attacks. They've been mostly using those Iranian drones. So it seems like Putin is basically gonna. I think Putin realizes that he's run out of options. He can't keep throwing men at the front line. He can't keep using missiles all the time because he runs out of both of them, missiles and men. And so the easy way out is just to drop a nuke or two on Ukraine. And that's what I think is going to happen. Unfortunately, that's my worst fear. Okay, John Hoover, I'm going to check my email. Guess you wanted to email me something. Let me see. Um, let me see here. Check my email. John, did you email me something? I don't know if John is still there, but um, let's see. I didn't get any email from John Hoover. I did get a Telegram message from John, but no email. Not sure if he was supposed to send an email or what. Jackie M, what's going on, Jackie M? How's it going? KLW and Duramax people. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of them in here. Um, Cookie's Choice. Cookie's Choice says, "Am I the only one that didn't get an alert?" It's possible. Um, it's very possible. Thank you guys. Thanks, moderators. Thank you very much for sharing my links. Yes, you can go to my website. It has a list of all the nuclear war targets. And then you can also check out my nuclear war survival playlist here on YouTube. Thank you, Lorna, and thank you, Z Cali. Thank you guys for sharing that. I'm going to see if I can pin that. You can go to my website, and in my website, I have a list of all the nuclear war targets. Let me see if I can put that up on the screen. Put that up on the screen. Let's see here. So here's my website. I still have to do a little more work to it, but if you go to prepping references, when you get into my website, prepping references, and then I have all kinds of different information here. I'm going to be adding more to this, but if you scroll down, I have nuclear war targets in Europe, nuclear war targets in Canada, nuclear silo locations in the U.S., nuclear missile silos, and then major nuclear war targets in America. Okay, I posted this over 2 years ago, July 24th, 2021. So I have a little explanation here. And then I have the list of all the targets in every state. These are major targets and primary targets. So it's not going to have everything here, but it should have most of the big targets are going to be here. Okay. And I have done corresponding videos of related to this in my nuclear war survival videos on YouTube. I've done videos on this. I've explained it in detail a lot. So if you check my How to Survive Nuclear War series here on YouTube, I go into more detail what the targets are and things like that. So definitely check it out. And yeah, we currently have 4 nuclear war command and control planes in the air right now as of 3:24 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. Um, so pretty serious. And then we have that Russian doomsday plane. Let's see what happened with that one. We have the Russian doomsday plane over here about to land in Murmansk. Okay, it's an airborne command post, so it's basically a doomsday plane for the FSB. So a lot of stuff going on, guys. Absolutely insane. Treyoret, thank you so much for your donation. I saw a military jet in my area of Roanoke. Thank you so much, Trey. I appreciate that. Country Christian, thanks for going live. No problem, Country Christian. I hope you're doing well. So I think I'm going to wind down the stream now. I'm going to start working on an update so I can give you guys an update this evening. So I'm going to start working on that and look up for some of the latest information for you guys. And thanks to all the moderators for showing up. I normally never stream during the day. So I really appreciate all the moderators taking time out of their day to come and watch and moderate, make sure that everything is going smooth. I really appreciate that. Lorna, Kinkoy, Kate Paul, Z Callie, Jacqueline James, Campbell Clan, or I'm sorry, not Campbell Clan. I just got confused there. Campbell Clan, thank you for showing up today. Jackie M, thank you for that donation. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the people who donated in the stream today and became a member. Thank you guys very much. Is there anything over Washington? You mean like nuclear warplanes? Let me check real quick for you. As of right now, there shouldn't be anything. It looks like just aerial refuelers and maybe some P8s. They usually go to Spokane. There's a lot of refuelers and P8 Poseidons go to Spokane. But so far, nothing crazy over Washington right now. So thank you, mods. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. It was great to hang out with you this afternoon. I will be going live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock or so. I'm going to have a special guest. Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming is going to join us, and we're going to talk about what's going to happen in the future. We're going to pick his brain a little bit about some prophecies, and we're going to talk about world events. We're going to talk about the war in Ukraine and World War III and stuff like that. So it should be fun. So that'll be tomorrow night. And in the meantime, I'll continue to update you guys on what's going on, around the world. Any major targets near northern Vermont? I don't believe so. Let me just double check what I had over here. Yeah, there's no targets in Vermont. We do have a target in New Hampshire, but that's down by the ocean. So you shouldn't have any targets in Vermont. No, northern New England is pretty safe. Northern New England is actually a pretty decent area to bug out because there's no nuclear war targets there. So Yeah, Paul asked if I could have him on, um, so I'm going to have him on the stream. He has a different point of view on certain things, but everybody has their own opinion. Uh, what targets are in PA? Yeah, PA, the biggest target is it's going to be Letterkenny Army Depot in Chambersburg, southern PA. You have Letterkenny, that's where the Patriot missiles are built. Okay, they're built in Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania. That's where the Patriot missiles are built. So that's a target. And then you have Raven Rock. Raven Rock is in Pennsylvania. That's the alternate military command center. So that's where, if there was a nuclear war, the defense secretary would go there and the top generals would go there. It's right on the border of Maryland and Pennsylvania. It's right near Camp David. It's not far from Camp David. I think it's probably 10 or 20 miles from Camp David. So, but it's right out over the line in PA. So targets in East Tennessee. East Tennessee, you're going to have Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge is a target. So I'm going to save this stream. So if you want to go back and watch it, you can rewatch it. But basically, the gist of what happened today is there was an emergency alert system test, and we found out while streaming that they all went through at the same time. So the emergency alert they all went through at the same time, and they started 2 minutes before the start time, which is 2:20. It was supposed to start at 2:20, and it actually at 2:18 is when I got my alert and everybody else got their alerts. So pretty interesting. But I'm going to do a recap in my next update, which is going to be this evening. So if you want to get a recap, you can watch my update. So thank you guys so much. Kobe Widener. Unfortunately, I have to go. I wish I could stay on, but I have to go do some things. Otherwise, I would stay on. And targets in Texas. Texas, your biggest target is going to be near Abilene. You have Dyess Air Force Base. That's for the bombers, B-52s and B-1s. And then you have the Pantex plant in Amarillo. So those are probably your two biggest targets. Amarillo, Pantex plant, that's the main area where nuclear weapons are assembled in the United States. MR Street says, thanks for the live test stream, NY. No problem. JD's Custom Guitars and Repair. Targets in Missouri. Your biggest target in Missouri is going to be Whiteman Air Force Base. That's where we have our B-2 stealth bombers, which are a primary component of our nuclear triad. So Whiteman Air Force Base, okay, that's the main target in Missouri. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to wind it down. I got to go do some things, but I will be doing an update in a little while, a video update. So I'll have some more up-to-date information. Mercenary 762 says, I recently subscribed. Thanks for your videos. Thank you, Mercenary. I appreciate that. Lily Highlander says, thanks for your continual giving heart, Greg. Go get some rest. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Lorna, thank you. Maria C7, great to see you. So I'll do an update in a little while. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere.